Move my chat. So the chat's going to be a great way. And again, if you're driving or something dangerous, I will find a way to figure out, unmute people, give you guys a chance to talk. So, all right, welcome to this, you guys. This is nothing fancy, I think. I'm not real slick. We're not probably going to edit this like crazy. I'm going to try to stay on time. My timer at 8:35. My commitment is to get this thing done in an hour, wrap it up. Now, if some of us want to stay longer and answer some questions, we all can hang out and play as long as we want, but I really want to try to let everybody know they're going to get an hour. Unmute yourself. I'm muted. Everybody should be. I'm going to mute you. I'm muting everybody. If you don't come in, you should come in on mute. Do not unmute yourself, please. So I'm Dr. Steph. I am a doctor of chiropractic, and I'm also board certified in neurofeedback. So I do a variety of brain modulation techniques in my practice. I've been in private practice for years, and I specialize in brain illness and mental illness. So that's kind of my shtick. I have 3 doctors here with me that we are all using the gel in our practices with our patients and our friends and family and getting amazing results. I'm going to introduce them really, really quickly, and they'll give a quick little snippet on who they are and their focus in practice. So let me go over to Carrie. Go ahead, and you're unmuted.
Hi there. My name is Carrie Cater. I am a acupuncturist in Smyrna, Georgia. I've been in practice for 16 years. I also do a neurological integration system called NeuroLink. It's a DO's work out of New Zealand. And I've been using the gel now for about 6 weeks, and I have about 60 people on it so far.
How about you, Paul? I'm going to make sure, hang on. Can you unmute yourself? Because there you go.
Hey, I'm Paul Drilling. I'm a chiropractor here in Atlanta, Georgia. I practice based on applied kinesiology. I do hands-on approach, adjusting, do a lot of muscle work, supplements, just to balance out the body. I've been using the gel. I just finished up my 8th week, and I probably have about 30 of my patients on it so far.
Right, awesome. All right, and Nicole, I'm going to unmute you. Hang on, you're muted. Got it. There we go. Say hi.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. So I'm Nicole Aioli. I am a chiropractor for the last 18 years, graduated with Stephanie. I've been doing clinical nutrition in practice. I'm in Arizona. Been doing clinical nutrition in practice for about 10 years. So I do a lot of supplementation, a lot of muscle testing. When this product came by, I decided, sounds crazy, but I'm going to try it. And I've been on it now for 7 weeks, and it's changed my life. So I'm excited to share it with other people.
Awesome. All right. So we're not going to get into our personal stories because obviously we all think it's amazing. It did something very profound for us. Most of us would say, I thought it was too good to be true. And then we used it and we're like, holy Moses, I got to tell people about this. So that's kind of what happened for most of us. I typically try something 3 to 6 months. I waited like 2 weeks. I couldn't even contain excitement for this because it really blew my mind. Again, I've been doing functional nutrition for over 20 years. And I specialize in a functional medicine niche called orthomolecular psychiatry. So I deal a lot with mental illness. It's my specialty. And I've never seen anything like this. It works so fast, so well for so many people. So I think first what, Carrie, Paul, and Nicole and I kind of decided is I would go a little bit over the product because it seems like the majority of questions and texts we receive and they send me, it's stuff confusion about, so is it real HGH or is it, I don't get it. Is it homeopathic or real? Are there glandulars? It's plant-based, but is it vegan? And a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to assume a lot of you are familiar with what human growth hormone is, but I'll give a real quick recap. Make sure everybody's on mute. I have to keep checking people off. You want to make sure, so the human growth hormone is the master hormone that's emitted, produced inside a gland inside your brain. Again, this is why this stuff has become so important to me because I focus on the brain so much. Chiropractors focus on the nervous system and the brain, so it makes sense that we're involved in these hormonal systems. We're affecting them all the time. So growth hormone is made in the anterior pituitary. It is the hormone, the mother hormone upon which everything else is stemming off from. And it's kind of the master control of your entire endocrine system. It is really, really high in childhood. It is the thing that determines how tall you're going to be. Its primary thing that it's been studied for, and the research studies will say, it's bone density, right? Most people in this group may not be thinking about this. We talk about weight loss and energy and sleep, but it's bone density, remineralization, calcium deposition of the bone. It makes, again, determines your height. And it's why a kid can break their bone, when they're 7 years old, and it's going to be healed in sometimes 2 to 4 weeks. And when you're 30, it takes a little bit longer. When you're 70 or 80, that bone might not heal at all. The reason for that is because growth hormone levels start to drop dramatically. They peak at puberty, and about 20, they start. Every decade, we have a natural reduction. I will say this, because some people have brought this up about the natural reduction in growth hormone. I pretty much would be willing to bet my house, my car, and my dog, who I love very, very much, that if I took a 30-year-old from 1 million years ago and a 30-year-old today, and I measured their IGF-1, which is a measure of growth hormone in their blood, the 30-year-old today is going to have significantly reduced human growth compared to somebody who lived in a more natural environment, not in a house, not bombarded by blue lights, by EMF, by toxic, DDT and glyphosate in the environment. So yes, there is a natural reduction over time. I'm going to wager, say it is completely unnatural now. I think a lot of issues are saying that. So some people are like, well, why would we want to do this? Why would we want to increase growth hormone levels if it's supposed to decline? I'm saying it's declining at a rate that we've never seen before due to the stress that we live under, okay? So that's what growth hormone does. And it affects a wide range of systems because it's the branch off of your estrogen, your progesterone, it's just testosterone. It goes to the adrenal glands and deals with adrenaline and dopamine. So we're looking at all your reproductive hormones. We're looking at neurotransmitters. This is why it has such a profound effect on repair, growth, muscle mass. It deals with stress, anxiety, and mood because we're going after the adrenals. It activates the thyroid, so it helps with energy and metabolism, and it helps with a lot of neurotransmitters that deal with focus and concentration in the brain and memory. So it's why can this product do so much? That's just the growth hormone aspect. So this product does have real growth hormone. I'm going to say it has real growth hormone, okay? It's done in a way that it is microdosed, however, with homeopathy. So step one, it's real growth hormone. What is real? All growth hormone now in the United States of America has to be synthesized in a lab. It doesn't mean it's like synthetic, like it's not real. We just no longer extract it from human cadavers the way we used to do because there were some disease transmission issues. So we found a better way to do it with recombinant DNA where bacteria are actually used in culture to make the 191 amino acid structure that is the protein of this growth hormone. So people will say, is it plant-based? Is it this? It's coming from a process that's established and considered safe among the entire industry, how all growth hormone is made in culture using bacteria actually to produce 191 complicated structure that's real growth hormone. There's a lot of products on the market that are saying they're growth hormone and they're actually growth hormone analogs. They change 1 or 2 peptides and they are not actually real. They're not somatotropin. They're precursors or an analog of. Kind of like saying soy is an estrogen. It's an estrogen mimicker and it actually battles with an estrogen receptor, but it's not the same as what the 3 estrogens our body makes. All right. So kind of want to say that just that aspect. The product is not vegetarian. It has real glandulars. So there's real thyroid gland and there's real adrenal gland that are coming from, this is coming from a bovine, a cow, and the other one, the adrenal gland is coming from a pig. They're coming from Australia, from a free-range, grass-fed, completely naturally sourced place. So very happy animals that were completely free-range in Australia. The majority of the products, herbs and botanicals that are in the product, there's lots of botanicals, and I have a whole list. I can send you guys a PDF on everything that's in there, such as wild yam. They're very plant-based, and almost all of them are U.S. grown. He's tried very, very hard again, but is sourcing some of the better products coming from Australia or the country of origin. Sometimes that's had to happen. But he's worked very, very hard to keep it as US based and grown and regulated and clean as possible. So that's what HGH synthetic means. So some people don't understand that. What are these 191 coming from? What else can I say about it? Oh, okay. So there's been so Carrie brought it up, Paul brought it up, concerns about hormone replacement, right? We've heard some bad things about what's HGH and like, oh, I heard that's dangerous. And it, what are some of them? It raises the risk of cancer, right? So what's different about this is although there is real HGH in this product, it is microdosed using the principles of homeopathic medicine. A lot of US people are not familiar with homeopathy. Homeopathy has been around a very long time, and it's using what's called the law of similars. And it's basically saying less is more, because by down, it increases how potent it is. So the HGH, I'm gonna mute her out because she didn't know she did. The HGH is down to a 30x. What does that mean? It means, so an X is a 1 to the 10 dilution in homeopathy. And M are in different ratios, 1 to the 1,000 and 1 to the 100, or yeah. So they're different. So the X is 1 to the 10, it means then the 30, it's been done 30 times to that dilution. The 30x is stronger than a 10x. It's actually stronger, even though it sounds like it's been diluted more, it makes it more potent. Okay, so the thyroid is, I believe that's the 8 one. I'm going to double check myself. Yeah, the thyroid is the 8x and the adrenal is 6x. So those aren't as strong and as potent as the HGH. The 30x is the strongest homeopathic dose that you can legally give over the counter without a prescription. So that's why he chose that number. It's the most he can get through with this product. Some of the keys to why we love this so much, this product has been around for 14 years. He developed it, so it's not new. This has not only been around a year. It's not only been on 10,000 people. It's been on tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of people for 14 years. He developed it for MMA fighters, for young guys trying to bypass getting in trouble for using HGH injections to repair themselves so they can get back in competition faster. And so this will not disqualify somebody from competition. It's not considered illegal for any college sport, pro sport, high school sport, anything like that. The difference is because what an injection of HGH does, it can raise the levels inside the body outside of a physiological norm. This would be the norm. It can raise it very, very high. You can have extremely high levels, completely outside of what normal physiology is, of toxicity. That's where you get in the dangers of possible cancer, propagation and growth of cells you don't want. This, because we have subtle signaling and the HGH is burned out of your body in 4 to 6 hours every time you put it transdermally, it's subtle signaling to your pituitary to increase its production, to increase its size, to increase its production. So all you're ever doing is taking yourself back to an optimal maybe 20 years old. If you use it for many, many months, you're going to increase your pituitary's function to like when you were 20. So your HGH levels are going to get up to when you were kind of at your youngest peak best feeling, never outside of physiological norms. So there's no danger with danger of toxicity. There's no danger of support. I'm gonna make sure you're on mute when you're new ones that are coming on, so we don't hear background noise. There's a couple just came on. All right, so I'm gonna ask Carrie and Paul and Nicole, is there anything, unmute yourself, is there anything you want to add to like that kind of, because I just spoke for, it was like 13 minutes about the product and some of the things and some of the big questions that we get. Anything you guys want to add about the product?
Well, with a homeopathic medicine, there isn't any contraindications with any medications that people might be taking. That's a question that I get a lot.
Yes, excellent point. The only people who cannot take this, pretty much like under 20, pregnant, breastfeeding. Their HGH levels should be really, really super high and through the roof, and we don't want to mess with that at all. They should need it. There is actually no other, disclaimer on who can take it. Anything you want to add, Carrie?
I'll just say this product, I've been really privy to the best products on the market since I've been in practice. This product is synergistic. So the homeopathic the glandulars, the botanicals, they work very synergistically. They work together. It is a genius, intuitive product. It supersedes most of what I've seen. What it does for the balance of the endocrine system, just, I mean, it just blows. It's blowing all of our minds. How awesome the product is.
It's been truly mind blowing. Let me unmute Nicole. Nicole, you want to add anything? I didn't answer.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I mean, I just noticed with patients that I've given it to, and I've worked with people with clinical and functional nutrition for years, that this product is mind blowing. Never seen anything work so fast and so well, and be able to have that beautiful combination of the adrenal and the thyroid, and all of that support that it has in it to help the pituitary, and how so important that pituitary gland is in communicating to all those hormones. It's amazing. Instead of having to give patients, 4 or 5 different supplements, they just can rub this on their skin, and it just makes it so much easier for people to heal and faster. It's mind blowing for me of what it's done to me within 7 weeks. So
yeah, I like the point. I want to say that it's reducing the amount of products we're having to give people to correct something. It's been stunning to me. I just had a consult today, and I took her off 7 products to deal with a major, hormonal. I run panels, I run the Dutch test labs, thyroid labs. I run a bunch of labs on people, and I see what cortisol and everything is. And telling somebody to take, and it's how it is in functional medicine. It's a lot of things, something to help the phase 1 detox of estrogen, something for phase 3, 4 things for phase 2 with the COMT enzyme, something else to bring the testosterone down, something else from, ashwagandha in the morning and this at night. It's a lot for them to manage, and can be really, really difficult. It takes a lot of time. So you have to have a lot of products, really good compliance, and they have the psychological impact. Actually, I've not known how to address it over the years, of taking a lot of pills makes people feel sick and broken. And it's just that lining them up, that process of it, they don't like it. And certainly my teenagers and things, that's always been a hard issue. And the adults are just like, I don't want to take all this stuff. And the older people they have a hard time swallowing. It's a thing I didn't understand when they seem to have a hard time with it. The psychological impact of rubbing something on their skin, transdermal, and not taking pills, which make them feel like they're taking medicine, has been really shocking to me as a clinician. It's not something I really knew how to address, but I've watched them feel like they're doing something supportive and healing versus they're doing something to fix a pathology. Have you guys noticed that at all? Because I see it a lot in my people. It's been they're like, oh, it's a lotion. They think of it more like a lotion or a cream versus I got to take all these things, so something's wrong with me. I haven't experienced that yet, but it's been really, really interesting to me. And it does replace a tremendous amount of products. Anything you want to add? But Paul, why don't you share, you got a favorite story of a person?
Sorry, I was typing. I had a patient who came in today, and she's been a patient of mine for 17 years. And maybe I'll get it right one of these days, right? But she's an extremely highly stressed, high anxiety, nervous person. And she's been on it about 12 days, 14 days now. And today was her off day. And she actually said she felt, for her to say that she feels something happening, something different, is huge, because I've tried everything with her over the years. And she was so scattered. She really said the last week she's been a little bit more focused and able to make lists and do what she has to do. And then today, her second day off, she kind of backstepped a little bit, but she's seeing changes. And that's been a huge win for me. Just any positive change in her.
Right. Anybody, Carrie, you want to talk about particular?
I have a patient that has been chronically tired for probably 30 years now. Wow. And I would lovingly call her a door knocker. She's probably seeing 4 practitioners at the same time. She's done every diet. She's been on every supplement. And And I even have her with somebody else doing the same brain work because she just wasn't budging. She sent out a picture on Facebook and she was glowing. She was able to have her whole family over for Thanksgiving, for the weekend, play with the kids, cook the meals, entertain. Normally, she said, I would cook dinner and have to go to bed. I wouldn't even get to see my family. And, it makes me emotional because this woman's life has changed. That's just one.
Yeah.
One. I have 60 people in the jail and they're like, are you serious? Can I actually be feeling like this?
Yeah.
Fast? I'm like, yeah.
I'll talk, because again, I specialize in a lot of serious mental illness. I have a very high suicide risk type of practice. I deal with a lot of bipolar, schizophrenics, borderline personalities, PTSD, anxiety, depression, attention concentration issues, ADHD, autism, a lot of really tough stuff. Let me just say that we take people right out of residential care, post-suicide attempt, a lot of, it's just what I do. And the texts and messages and emails I'm getting from women, especially, so I have people who are suffering with what they're suffering with, but a lot of people are bringing their children to me. So these moms of special needs children are just, they are taxed unlike anything you've seen. And the texts and emails around how I was suicidal 3 days ago. I can't believe I feel like happy again. I'm energized. I'm back to myself. I feel normal for the first time in 10 years. This is who I'm meant to be. I can't thank you enough. This has changed my life. This has kept me off getting on medication. And it's one after the other. So it's a lot of where I specialize in. I get a lot of also hair coming back. A lot of people, especially women with thyroid disorders, are losing their hair at a very rapid rate. And it is really psychologically difficult for a woman to start losing her hair, especially in the front of her head. A lot of us, we lose it all through, but some of us, it's really, really focused here. And that's, it's a very shameful process. And for a woman to start getting her hair back in a few weeks, they're in tears often, like just, I can't, this is worth it just alone, not to mention my energy and my mood and my focus. Motivation is a big one. I get a lot of, I haven't gotten this much done in a day. I'm so happy. They're crafting with their children. They're not yelling at their children. They're like, I can't tell you what it's like to actually have fun with my kid again, where I don't feel like I'm going to snap because their stress level is so high. So that's a lot of what I see. I don't see a lot of people in pain. It's not the kind of practice I have. So maybe somebody else can speak to injuries and pain recovery. That's really common what growth hormone does. Let me look at the time. I think we should maybe talk about, again, why does it work so fast and why doesn't it sometimes? Okay. So this is a product because it is hormone signaling. It is not hormone replacement. Even though there's some hormone in it, there is hormone. That's a fact. It's FDA registered as having hormone. It has a national drug code because over-the-counter homeopathic medicine that is established as to what it is. It is very powerful because of that. But it's signaling, and using it consistently over time is where you're going to get your good results. He's kind of combined a few things in particular to help. So the botanicals he puts in, and I'm not going to list them all off. There's about 20 big ones. Plant-based botanicals are known to give this response. Those are what people are feeling really quickly. They're getting a little bit of that growth hormone that's in them, their own production hasn't increased that much. Not everybody feels it in 3-4 days. Not everybody feels it in 3-4 weeks. We have to be clear with that. All right. Like, again, my specialty was neurofeedback. I never let a patient come in my practice and do neurofeedback with me, really, unless they were signing a 30 or 40 session contract, prepay in full up front. Because I'm not taking you for 5 sessions because it takes this long to fix the problem. And I really clear, you might not feel it until the end, but I know it's still working. No different than anything else. This is the same way, you guys. So he's designed it to try to give everybody a really good patient experience, but not all your people are going to feel it right away. I have people who've been on it into their 2nd month. They're not feeling anything. That is okay. Doesn't mean it's not working. Their liver's being repaired. Their bone density is increasing. Things are happening even though they may not have the hit that we're so blessed most of us have had. And like, wow, what just happened? Typically, when you probe them deeper, they actually are having results. They're just not seeing it. You're like, oh yeah, I felt it only takes me an hour. Oh, could that be the gel? So they don't want to attribute some of the things, oh, I do have a lot less headaches. You know, they just kind of don't notice it unless they drop 10 pounds in a week. Or if suddenly they have energy through the roof and they're glowing, you know, like Carrie or something, right? So it's hormonal signaling, and the more you do it and the more consistent, it'll change the whole system. So I don't want anybody on this unless they're doing a 4 to 6 month commitment. I'm like, if you say, well, I'll try it for a month, then don't buy it. I don't need your $150 sale. Like, it's just the same way I don't do one neurofeedback session on a patient. I don't do one adjustment on a patient. I don't do one supplement. Like, no, this is my evaluation and I'm gonna tell you my plan. You're either compliant or you're not. And if you're not compliant, you can get results. And you're gonna get results with people who are compliant. You're gonna sometimes not feel it right away. It does take time. But again, there's that synergistic botanicals, the thyroid and adrenal glandulars, the real HGH, all bundled in the homeopathic medicine carrier to have so many avenues to try and help this person balance their entire system. Okay, so I just want to say that about it. Do you guys, Carrie or Paul or Nicole, want to add anything? I'm going to look at some of the questions, but if you guys want to add anything to that, let me know. Jump in.
No, I just have to agree with what you were saying, that, you know, people want this quick fix, and most times people do feel something within the first week or the first, you know, couple weeks of it, like we did, and had such great results. But it does take the body some time longer for it to heal. And this, again, is hormone signaling. It's not massive or mega doses of hormone replacements that are shutting organs off. We're trying to wake organs up. And if they've been sleeping for a long time, then it might take them a little bit longer to wake up.
That's right.
You just gotta
I love
give it
that. Not shutting organs off, again, that's a negative feedback loop. That's how hormonal systems work. So it's a well-known fact with HGH injections. It's a well-known fact with testosterone injections or pellets being installed, when people have these low levels and they start putting in higher dosing, which isn't signaling, it's pure replacement in high dose that the body can't control the level at all, that there's a negative feedback loop. So the body goes, well, there's tons of testosterone, I'll stop making it. There's tons of HGH, I'll stop making it. Synthetic thyroid, I'll stop making it. So it causes a negative feedback and causes less production by the body. This does the exact opposite, right? It instigates an innate intelligence within your body to cause your body to work properly again. Takes it back into balance, back into a more youthful state, okay? Because I'm gonna read a couple questions and like see okay, Claudia is responding. We kind of said that. There's a lot of really great responses. I'm gonna talk about the ones that are responding poorly, okay? Because some of us have that. Some of the things that happen, nightmares, this is too high. You can definitely, because vivid dreams can happen, and so some people can get nightmares. Most people I've had who had really bad nightmares, they are on some type of psychiatric medication, Vicodin. They're taking some other medication, and again, they got a lot of trauma or something, but the lower dose or what time they're taking it. But I've had definitely nightmares have happened. I've had headaches can happen from too much detox. There are some actual chelating agents in the product, and growth hormone can cause it too, so you can do that. Can't sleep at night because usually the dose is too high or you're taking it too close to bed. That's very common in women who are especially on any type of thyroid medication. I don't take mine past 4 or 5 o'clock. My sister took it at 10. She has Hashimoto. She was up till like 3 in the morning. I told her not to do it, but she's like, okay, oops, my mistake. So I think timing and dosing are important with that. You can have some period changes in women. The period can change a little bit. I've had some people with a little bit more blood, and I knew, like, you got fibroids, right? They're like, yeah. So when the body starts eliminating and balancing fibroids, endometriosis, there's going to be some changes in the periods and what's going to happen. Again, what this product does, you're affecting the thyroid, the adrenal glands, the pituitary, the sex hormones, and the adrenal glands affect hypertension, blood pressure. So you might get some hyper or hypo. It'll change blood pressure. If people are on medications for blood pressure and they start regulating their system, you may have to change their medication. You can lower someone's blood pressure with an adjustment. If you're taking a medication that's pushing it down, as they get healthier, you have to change meds. So some of these things you do need to be aware of. I've had some blood pressure changes. Those can go up because growth hormone causes gluconeogenesis and a rise in blood glucose. So if somebody, my numbers went up, like It's okay. Just take a minute. Like, that's actually a normal physiological response initially. All right. So I have lots of diabetics using it, and we'll watch a little bit of change in their numbers over the first couple of weeks. Nothing's dangerous. That's, you need to kind of be aware of what some of the product doesn't mean it's a bad thing. We said dosing. If you guys see anything else you want to speak to about, like, be aware of this, and I don't want you to panic when, somebody, had anybody say, you got anything else that was a little unusual and you didn't know what to do with it? Any of you guys?
I haven't had anything crazy.
Carrie, what'd you say?
Sorry, Paul. I noticed the first week I was a little more tired. Like by 8:30, I was ready to go to bed. Mm-hmm. So some people are even tired during the day the first week. Yep. It's just the body's regulatory system. The body is balancing. It may, like Stephanie said, it may be doing some detox. But you get past that first, second week, and then euphoria hits, and it's worth being a little higher. But that's, I'd say, out of 60 people, that happened to 3 people. It's
right. It's a small number, but I care about those people.
Yes.
Also, I've had some that feel really bad on the days off. They feel so good. They're 5 days, and like that Saturday, Sunday, they're like, oh no, I don't like this. I'm tired. I'm unfocused. I don't like this feeling, because they just thought they had such an amazing feeling when they're on it. And so the days off are like, oh, I'm really not productive. They're comparing themselves to feeling on. And so that you got to tweak them a little bit, let them build into it. The other one that comes up a lot is increased appetite. I have a lot of women that are like, I'm hungry. Like, I'm really hungry. I'm like, just eat some, I tell them, get healthy choices and get some protein and some good fat in that. It's okay. Their metabolism, repair, regrowth, and healing is happening. Go ahead and eat good stuff. Stay away from the cream and cookies, and it'll balance. And it does go back down. I've had a lot. My mom right now is like, my metabolism is like crazy. I'm like, eat a steak. Okay, so metabolism goes up, appetite in a lot of people. The biggest thing to also watch out with HGH, injections are notorious for water retention. Again, this is much lower. There's not typically that, but if you're doing loading phases and a lot, you might have a little water retention in your hands. You just back off the dose, okay? I'm going to look at, so that's some of how our clients are responding. They're outrageously amazing. A few people are not feeling it. And so how do we respond to that? We have to keep reminding them, keep the compliance. I'm like, look, you made a 3 to 6 month or 4 to 6 month commitment. I expect you to honor that. HGH is working. You're not feeling your liver cells repairing. You're not feeling your pancreas cells. You're not feeling your bones becoming more dense. Just because you're not feeling that yet doesn't mean it's not happening. So that's how I kind of, is any tips you guys have on people that are like, I'm not feeling it. What should I do?
If you don't mind me chiming in, I just want to reiterate how important that is, what you were saying about, healing takes time. And they're not, people think there's side effects. It's not really a side effect. It's your body waking up. It's your body starting to work again like it's supposed to. And sometimes it has to regulate itself. You have to give it time to regulate itself. And I just think that's important to let people know that, because the first sign of anything, somebody thinks, oh my gosh, it's a side effect. Oh, it doesn't feel good. So, it can't be right.
Right. So the best side effect of a cold is a fever, right?
Right.
Cold, exactly. You want to catch a big fever that you want to that's a healing response that helps heal you. So yeah, we live in a microwave medicine kind of world where they expect, take a pill and I'm better in 5 days with the antibiotic. Or I take a Vicodin and I'm out of pain for 6 hours or whatever how that works, right?
And then just like Kelly just put a quote down there that she wrote a text saying that exercise hurts at first.
Yes.
You get sore. That's not comfortable, but we know it's good for us and we continue doing it. Yeah. We want to. We're hormone signaling the body to wake up. We need to give it time to wake up. And if you aren't feeling anything, you need to give it time.
Yep. We might adjust some of the dosing and the timing. Right. Again, the bottle recommends and the general recommendation is twice a day. But listening to Alex talk about the product and how he uses it, optimal use really is to put it on every 4 to 6 hours. Okay, I use it 3 times a day. So I use it 4 to 6, in the 4 to 6 hour window, 3 times a day, a smaller amount. And the dose and the timing really make the cure. Amount of exercise, because that's a signal molecule thing as well. What I might do for my body And what one of you might do could be completely what a fibromyalgia patient's going to do and what a competitive bodybuilder is going to do are completely different. What that bodybuilder did for training could cause rhabdo in the fibro person and put them in a hospital, right? So you have the dose for who it is and what they need is going to change. I have some clients doing a pea size, very small, 2 to 3 times a day. I do 2 very large blueberries twice a day and then a pea later at night. I do much bigger doses and that works well for me. Okay. And other people are very, very tiny compared to. So I love that you can actually adjust the dose instantly. You can change it from the morning dose to the afternoon dose with the simple pump just by looking at the size of it. So some of that, Nicole is right. You got to teach them, you got to give this time. We're reintroducing normal signaling. And some people have had imbalanced, hormones 10, 20 years. Fibroids and endometriosis, and they've been on the birth control pill for 20 years. I mean, they don't understand what they're doing with that. I get amazed how I get asked, is this safe? They've been on the birth control pill for 20 years. Are you kidding me? Like, do you know what that is? Right? And they don't. So that's what we say to people, don't feel it within the first month. Could a person with MS expect some results? So I deal with a lot of MS patients. I'm a Walls Protocol certified practitioner. So I'm Terry Walls, trained with her and certified by her. I love the MS community. I'm kind of hashtag MS Mafia with a bunch of folks. And I've just started introducing it to my MS patients. So I don't want to give a lot of feedback yet with mine. I waited the longest on introducing it to them. I was studying and looking at a bunch of other doctors' posts and chats and talking with them with their MS patients and seeing a lot of other people having testimonials. I've only been using the gel for a few months clinically. So there are a lot of testimonials, and I've spoken with some doctors who've been using it and are getting good results. Growth hormone is used with, injections and stuff have been used with MS patients. And so it made no sense to me physiologically why they wouldn't benefit. They are under tremendous HPA axis stress with their adrenal glands. Suicide rate among MS patients is extremely high. It's of great concern to me, and I work a lot with them to help mitigate that risk factor. So I'm super excited to get my MS patients on it. MS patients are extremely skeptical. They are sold everything under the sun and things can be really expensive. So they're all a little bit leery and scared to try anything. But yes, there are a lot of testimonies about it. I'm just now getting some on it. So I'm excited to take them through that journey. Have you guys had anybody with MS on it?
Not yet.
I haven't yet. I do have a patient that I want to reach out to, but I've been kind of waiting as well.
Yeah, I did a lot of research with some other docs and just kind of finally felt comfortable talking to a few other ones. So let's see, Paul, so I'm gonna look at the questions. I don't recommend anybody trying. Yeah, I don't recommend anybody trying it. They're not gonna give it at least 90 days either. I think that's like, there's a lot of people in the testimonies that say it took them 2-3 months sometimes. Men are typically not going to feel this as fast as women. Women are typically going to feel this 3 to 4 times faster. Doesn't mean everything has to be that way, but that is a typical way. We're more sensitive to estrogen and progesterone that comes off the HGH. Men are more sensitive to testosterone. Let me see. Yeah, Carrie said, it's not if the product is going to work, it's when. It really is a timing issue. So I would say you got to commit to this much time. If you're not going to do that, I wish I could make them buy 6 bottles ahead of time the way I do in practice. Like, you got to commit to 3 months of care with me or I'm not taking you because it's not going to work. And my reputation's on the line. If you don't do what I say to do, you're not going to get results, right? So this is the same way. Who should load and who should not? I think everybody should load until I'm proven you shouldn't. So I've started though, because I was having everybody load, listening to the doctors I was being trained by. They suggested that, and some people were having a few bad dreams, and they really don't like that. They were all men, actually. It's interesting. So I start people small, and Carrie can talk to how she does it. Paul can talk to how she does this, and Nicole can. I start them small, pea size, and I see how'd that go? And then they do the second dose. How'd that go? Some people feel it within like 30 minutes. Like, it's unbelievable. They feel it immediately. And so then so we do that for a few days and I go increase it to a blueberry. It's kind of, to me, common sense. I do stay in touch with them in that first month. I want to know what's going on because medications and their own physiology, I don't know how they're going to respond. But if they can titrate up to a nice loading dose and I teach them what to look for in terms of, you don't like those dreams, you're feeling a little, maybe too tired, maybe you're not sleeping at night, right? That's how I play with it with them, and I stay in communication with everybody's on it. And within a few weeks, we usually find their sweet spot. Like Paul, actually, I'll just say for him, for example, he was doing a loading phase, had ridiculous success with a painful frozen shoulder in 2.5 weeks, like so much that he didn't want to, like, this was like a miracle to him, avoiding, surgery. Then he's been on maintenance. He came down and it's starting to come back. And he said, what should I do? It's like, I go back to loading phase. Like, you need loading phase a little bit longer. And so we just kind of, I think you have to play with it. But if you guys want to add anything recommending people start, because my guesses on who's sensitive and who's not, people will say they're really sensitive. And I think sensitive people are the best people because they're going to respond well. Nicole was scared to use it because she's like, I'm so sensitive. I don't know. And I'm like, just okay. We're going to dose it right. Now she's like, I'm all about it. Right.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's because I am sensitive. I attract patients that are sensitive. So, the first week I had to play with it as well. I started with a small pea size and I'm like, okay, I feel good. And then 2 small pea sizes. And then I did 3 and then I backed off for a little bit to 2. And now I'm up to a large blueberry twice a day. Sometimes I'll add in a 3rd one if I feel like I need it. Or if I started my day off earlier. So now I've figured mine out. I figured mine out within the first week, what feels good to me. But everybody's different. Yep. And that's the thing, you have to figure out where that person is and how they are and how they respond to different things. And usually I just titrate people gently and work them up because a lot of people don't want to feel, those, as they quote them, side effects, which they're just waking organs up. But people don't like to feel that sometimes. So I always start gentle and work my patients up slowly.
I love that. I love it. Anything but you want to add, Carrie?
I do kinesiology, so I'm muscle testing their doses. So I haven't really run into a lot of that. But I'd say tell them you want to start a little slower for a day or 2 just to make sure they're okay before they start ramping it up, just to make sure they don't get the side effects. Sometimes you can go kind of based on their weight. If they're a larger person, they may want to start with more. Very small, like a 90-pound woman, may not want to start with a giant blueberry. So that's another way. The reason I love this product so much, it's not like it's a 250 milligram capsule. You can literally dose it to a minute amount up and down until they get that sweet spot. It's pretty easy. They just have to really just monitor themselves.
Yeah. How about you, Paul? You muscle test your people?
I haven't.
But now you're going to start.
I might start now. I need a lot. It seems like I went through. I'm probably I'm using a large, probably raspberry.
Yeah.
Twice a day. I do 2 pumps twice a day, and I do 1 at lunch.
Yeah. I went through 2 bottles in like 5.5 weeks. I mean, I did a loading.
So I start people. I listen to them. And most of them, I tell them to start with a large blueberry twice a day, or maybe a little bit of a regular sized blueberry 3 times a day. I really like the 3 times a day dosing if they're able to have the bottle with them and get that 1 in at lunch, because it's at 6 hours to keep the levels consistent throughout the day. I think you really see the best result.
I found the midday dose, when people added that, they're like, whoa. Yeah, I just told my mom, I said, no, you got to add that midday.
I just told my mom too.
You can put it in a contact lens case, put it in your pocket, put it in your purse. You just do a little dollop in there. And like Carrie said, a lot of people, there's been, maybe we should talk about the company a little bit. What do you guys think? We're at 43 minutes because a lot of people complain. Let's talk about some of you want to talk about that, you guys, Carrie, Paul?
Sure.
Yes. I just want to say one thing. Make sure they're drinking enough water, right? Yeah. Because if they're detoxing a little bit, the brain's 70% water. So the more hydrated they are, the more easily they're going to assimilate. The side effects they're going to get the gel in their bodies easier and quicker. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Any questions? Carrie, why don't you talk a little bit about the company and why there's good things and bad things, all right? You guys, this is a product that's been around for 14 years. It took a 7-year FDA registration and NDC code process, 7 years to test this at 10,000 bottles a day. allow him to sell it outside of California. So people don't know where it's not new. It's been around a long time, but he had to get the green light. He wanted to do everything the right way and to sell it, So why don't you talk a little bit, and I'm going to look at some of the questions. Can you do that, Carrie?
Yeah, I will say this. I'm a practitioner. I'm not a salesperson. I don't even push a lot of products on my patients. I try to do it very minimally. So when this product came to me and it was so life-changing, I wanted everyone to be on it. I've never done, this is a direct marketing company. At first I was a little unsure because people have tried to get me to do that before. I just don't have time. I didn't have time to do the whole thing. And this product has no competition. It's a one-of-a-kind product. There's nothing else like it on the market. Mm-hmm. So when this product came to me, and I got such great results, I literally, the energy coming off of me was so contagious. My patients were like, I want some, whatever you got, I want it.
Right.
And so I would say for me, I don't really care how we're getting this product. At this point, this product is helping my patients in a way that I've never seen before. And so coming up, and Stephanie will talk about this, we're going to be able to retail it more instead of doing, more of the direct marketing line. Mm-hmm. If people don't have time or they're not interested in that, it can be retailed. But for now, I just want my patients that test for this product. I muscle test. So literally I can only see about 15 to 18 people a day. In the 6 weeks I've been testing, I've had one person not test for this gel. I'm not saying I'm putting everyone on it immediately, but everybody's systems is accepting the possibility of this working. It helps to heal the HPA axis. So for me, the company, it's the second largest, fastest growing direct marketing company, right? Over 100 million.
So we'll talk about, let's just say it so yes, it's direct marketing. Carrie's never done it. I've never done that. I think Paul maybe
I've never done it.
So it's a whole way of building a business. I don't think Nicole's ever done it. We're like, we're in practice. We're doing our thing. We got the best products at our fingertips, right? All of you do if you're in practice. We get physician grade, anything and everything, any company we want. I've been using Metagenic, systemic formulas, pure encapsulations, Apex. It doesn't matter. All of them, doing all the things. I have never, ever, 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 ever had anything. I sold $60,000 in CBD in 4 months out of my practice. I've never seen anything affect someone's pain, sleep, stress, and thyroid like this, ever. And it's one product, not 4 or 5.
I agree.
I can't even believe it. So when I was like, selling how? I'm like, I don't care. My patients deserve everything that's the best. I don't care how I got to get it to them, right? So I do the same kind of thing. Then though, I did personally look at the people that were involved in this company. I was friends with them, some of the guys above me, John Sika, and introduced me to some other people, and Dr. Melissa Peterson. And I've known these people a long time, and I have deep respect for them professionally and clinically. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, well, I've never done it either, but like, look at this product. And so we kind of call it this unicorn. So this has only been around a year. It's been in pre-launch, even though the product's been around a long time. Like Carrie said, there's no other product like it in the market. There is no competition. It's not another vitamin. It's not another essential oil. It's not another shake. It's not another home cleaning product. There is no other over-the-counter HGH, real HGH transdermal product on the market with FDA registration, NDC code. Let's talk about the HGH injections. They're going to cost you $2,000 to $5,000 a month. We're looking at $150 or $140 if you're a distributor a month, $2,000-$3,000, and going to the doctor, and it's also dangerous. You have sprays. 99% of that stuff, when you're doing HGH orally, it gets broken down in the digestive system, so you're only getting 1% of what you're taking. So it's just a lot of wasted money. It works. And the other stuff on the market are HGH analogs. They're not real, okay? You're wasting a lot of money on a precursor that may or may not do something for you, versus this is always going to do something every single time. Company in 1 year, and we're in pre-launch, has grossed $120 million, and nobody even knows about it yet. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to know what this is in 2 to 3 years. To give you a compare, and so we're at like 75,000 I think distributors that are using, out there helping get people. them. To give you an idea, like Young Living has 3 million. I think this is going to be at 3 million in a few years. So we're at a really interesting, kind of unicorn opportunity to come in very, very early in a groundbreaking product. And the guy's already got 3 NDC codes on 3 other hormone gel products. So he's already got 3 more in the pipeline ready to come down. Like I can't even, and the product is genius. The man's developed over 600 products. He's won me over with this formulation. I was studying it for months before I even got the gel in my hands. Months I was looking at this and finally said, because I was being so skeptical, now I kick myself in the butt that I didn't have it a whole lot sooner than it wasted all that time researching everything under the sun about it. So there's that. But what's coming out is what makes it really unique is that commercial packs are coming. Chiropractors, gyms, spas, trainers, juice bars, whatever, are going to be able to apply for a commercial account and get a 24 and 48 pack, where I don't know the total numbers yet, but every product on my shelves in my practice, every supplement I made money on was typically in a 30 to 50% markup. And I'm sure this is going to align with something. We don't know the exact numbers yet. So you'll be able to apply for that. And all these practices will be able to have the gel available to sell to their patients retail and make a really beautiful, somewhere like probably $60 to $80 a bottle profit, and be getting great results because it's so easy to be compliant. It's a really easy way to increase revenue in your practice. And if you never wanted to do anything with signing up other doctors or distributors and kind of building a business, which the four of us are doing that. And we're all doing it in our spare time. We're having never done it before. And as a chiropractor, people have a lot of negative connotations about what I do. They think they know what I do. I'm sure people think they know what Carrie does when she says I'm an acupuncturist. If you went to her office, you would have no idea what she's doing because it's nothing like that, right? So people have a preconceived notion I had a preconceived notion of network marketing or MLM, and it's completely not that. I'm having tremendous fun. I will tell you, I have way more fun doing stuff with this team, giving people the gel, teaching them about it, teaching doctors about it, than I do in practice every day. That is for sure. And for me, this actually, I'll be very honest and upfront, this is an absolute exit strategy for me. I look forward to when I'm doing this completely full time and helping patients in a different way. And I love how Carrie said it once in a talk, she's like, I only have 2 hands. I can only touch so many people, right? But if I'm in a virtual world and I'm in a gel world and I'm in helping clinical practices get better results, I can help thousands and tens of thousands of people. So that's how the company, and the opportunity, to actually enroll as a distributor, I think is one of the smartest moves anybody can make right now. Even if you don't plan to do something with it, it's $59 to enroll as a distributor. That puts you in a very high position to potentially make a tremendous amount of money if you want to. Because, and by helping people with it's the best supplement, product, supplement, I don't even know how to call it that, this homeopathic medicine that I've ever encountered. And I love some CBD. I probably got 20 YouTube videos on me talking about cannabis, and a cannabis company is talking about hiring their spokesperson and train, which I'll gladly do. I like this better than CBD oil. Way better. And that blows my mind because I've been known as the weed doctor for a while by a lot of clinicians. So anything you guys want to add to that? Paul or Nicole?
I'm pretty minimalistic with my supplements too. I'm very cautious about my patient's wallet, what they're spending. I was trained by a guru in applied kinesiology, and I have 15 supplements on my shelf. Adrenal and thyroid are the main ones I sell. And this just does it all. It really does. I
have a box full of adrenal support. I'm like, I don't even want to sell.
There's no.
I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. If you buy $60 of this bottle and another $50 of this bottle and a $30 of this, just take this one thing. So much easier, way better results.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but
we'll have a bonfire.
Yeah, I'm done with them. So
I just have to say too, if you don't mind me chiming in again about,
love it.
Just chiropractors in general or any doctors are very skeptical anyway when they hear MLM, because that's how I
Yeah.
am. Direct
Yeah.
marketing. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't have time for it. I've dabbled in a couple things. I'm like, no, I don't want to even hear about it. But
Right.
the thing with this is that it's just so mind blowing that it, like, I could not share it with my patients.
Right.
I had to. So I was like, well, I guess I have to do this then, because for me, it's more about helping that person achieve health and feel better. It's not about the money for me. I mean, and all my patients know me and that I come from my heart and I'm genuine. And
Yeah.
it is really about just helping the person feel better. That's just my passion.
Right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I tell people, I'm not trying to sell it to you. I want everyone to feel as good as I'm feeling. Like, I haven't been this happy in a long time. My girlfriend told me she's never seen me smile as much. I'm just, I'm handling stress like it's nothing. I just feel so good. And if we all felt that good, it'd be a beautiful world.
Absolutely.
Right.
I just want people to feel as good as I'm feeling.
Right. I'm trying to get to every special needs parent. They have a huge place in my heart. It's my family members are that. So again, I've been able to reach people that I could not convince to do anything. Like, they have kids that have autism, and I can't get them in my office. They're friends of mine from high school or college, but they're on the gel now. And these women, what they're texting to me, and how their life has changed, and how they're able to manage, how they're having happiness again, and laughing and getting things done, and not dipping into that depression that special needs parents are just compelled to go into. It's a very, very hard life with a chronically ill child. They're like my mission to get them on it. I want all police, military, fire, and like at least ER trauma doctors on it, right? Like, I want the people who are saving everybody's life in the line of fire to be as emotionally balanced, as physically strong as they need to be, as well rested, as competent and capable as I can get them to be. So that's actually something I'm trying to go after specifically. And, even some nonprofits to help fund it for some of these lower funded, like police force, the salaries are low. And so we all we want to help with this. Again, but we are in practice and we are making a living. Everybody deserves to make money. I sold a lot of supplements in my practice. Nutrient therapy and supplement correction of illnesses was a huge part of what I did. Metabolic health was a huge part. So it's nothing new to me to recommend products and to make a little bit of money on them. But this is eliminate. I mean, I'm telling you, I got a box full in my office, in my house, where I'm like, I don't know what to do with this stuff now. This is good product. It's good names, but I don't want anybody on it because this is so much better, and again, and the commercial packs are coming. Part of why we did this tonight was for a lot of you is that Paul and I, along with Dr. Melissa Peterson and Dr. Michael Wax, will be at a continuing ed conference this weekend in Atlanta. So on Saturday and Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, we're doing continuing ed, but we're introducing the product Saturday and Sunday in a couple brief lectures from the front of the room to a little over 200 and some chiropractors. And we are certain that a lot of people are going to sign up to become customers and distributors and bring it into their offices. And if some of you have been talking with Paul or Carrie or Nicole or me or Dr. Eric Mintz or Dr. Chris Boldick, any of the doctors on here, you've been talking to somebody about, bringing it into your practice and hemming and hawing about it. We just wanted to do this, give you an opportunity to ask some questions and understand some things about it, because when 100 and some doctors sign up this weekend, you do make more money the sooner you get in. Even if you don't do anything with network marketing, you're just doing even commercial packs, just the way it's going to work out, the sooner you jump, the sooner you get started using the gel, you're going to get results faster. The sooner you take, a little bit of a $59 risk at a business opportunity, you'll get more profit returned back to you on buying and using the product and selling it to your patients. And the sooner we'll be able to support you, help you, teach you, do webinars for you. What's lovely about this is I've been a sole practitioner with staff working under me for many, many years. So is Carrie, so is Paul, so is Nicole. It gets lonely doing what we do day in and day out. This is the first time I felt like I had a team. I felt like I got other people I don't know what to do. I call John. I call Lisa. They hop on the phone. I'm not feeling well. They answer questions for me for somebody else. I manage, Carrie's Facebook page all day. I admitted like 10 people into her page and commented on things for her while she's with patients. I'm helping her. She's helping me. We're helping Nicole. It's so fun. And John helps us. I've never been able to be in practice and go, I don't know what to do with this. What can I do? I don't know how to do this. John Stuppica was on here teaching me how to do Zoom an hour before this from his phone coming back from the airport. I've never worked in a corporate job. I've never had like team group things in my career. And it's really fun. It's really cool. And the loneliness and the burden of certain things are gone.
Gone. Yep.
When we're sick and we don't show up to work, we don't make any money.
That is true.
There's no sick day. There's no vacation day. There's no nothing pay, right? This is a way to build some of that. I got mold illness 3 years ago and it almost devastated me, almost lost everything because I couldn't work for 3 weeks at a time, another 2 weeks at a time. And that's hard to keep my practice going, right? Now I have something that's giving me some residual income. So if something happens, I don't have to be there, right? And that's what we're trying to build for everybody. So to know you have more time at home, don't have to work on Saturdays, right? Take Mondays off, take Fridays off. Even if you're just looking at that extra $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, whatever, you want an extra $40,000 a month, you can get that too. So, just kind of, want to say that. So that's what's happening this weekend. So if any of you, we're on the fence with stuff, that's kind of why we wanted to do this. Let you know, a lot of docs are going to be signing up to get this in their practices, and your patients are going to hear about this from someone.
That's right.
See it.
Yep.
It's coming. It's coming like a storm. I mean, 20 million in pre-launch. Nobody even knows what it is yet. Wait till they actually launch. They're going to know about it. They might as well hear it from you, and you might as well be educated about it so you can help them with it.
And our group is amazing, so you obviously want to be with us.
What? Party time.
So much fun.
We're super fun. We're super fun. I've been really polite tonight. It's like
Yes,
this.
you have. You've been doing a fantastic job.
I know. I'm being so professional because Lisa's watching me and she might get me in trouble. I want to be on the big stage one day, so I can't drop the F-bombs all the time. Okay. Anybody, what is muscle testing? Oh, so Sarah so it's a form of kinesiology. Lots of us do it in practice for many, many years. You can Google it and watch a maybe YouTube. It's a way of asking yes and no to the body because the unconscious is always going to answer correctly. Your conscious mind may not always know. So it's a way to access deeper, having your inner self answer the question, and maybe Carrie Cater do a little YouTube on that for people later. The company, only second company in history to do 100 million in a year, in 1 year, and we hit it in somebody's saying like we'll hit $1 billion in less than 3 years. Probably. Anything else? More products going? Yep. And he's definitely going international. The formulator? Yep. We know about that. Blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, Lisa Vivori helped me with this understanding. She's like, it is all about the gel. This product is ridiculous. It's changing lives. And I mean, it is literally freaking changing lives. I'm not saying that, like, I'm talking people are not wanting to kill themselves. Like, it's blowing my mind. That is one level, but bringing women, having their hair go back, they're like, you have no idea what this is like for me. Oh my God, they can pull their hair back in a ponytail without the shame of bald spots. That's a lot for a 40-some-year-old woman who's been losing her hair, right? I'm almost 46 and I can't wait to see what happens with my hair. So Lisa helped me understand. She's like, it's the gel, but you're just building a distribution channel to get it to customers. So instead of them rolling it out in a bunch of GNCs and a bunch of Targets all over the place, it's in a bunch of small practices, gyms, spas, and even people's homes that can run a home-based business off the internet completely, not having to do a single party, not having to invite your friends over. It's nothing, you don't have to do anything like that. We have a very streamlined, integrated system full of websites, landing pages, brochures, everything kind of done for you. We have tremendous support in this Atlanta team. But it's really, it's a distribution way to get people a good product. So for me, because I'm kind of been dabbling in the medical cannabis thing, and they're working on a stream for me. A lot of my friends do medical cannabis. I said, oh, I'm opening dispensaries all over. That's what I'm doing? She goes, yeah. I said, oh, totally got it. I can't wait. No problem. So it really changed my mind on what network marketing was. I'm like, Oh, I'm just opening a bunch of franchises. Yeah, oh, love it. I'm just helping get an amazing product into people with a really low overhead. It's just a way to keep the overhead super low so the price can be down. All right. 16-year-old with autism and ADHD want to try it. Would it be recommended? I would not do it on a 17-year-old. It's a little too young to me. I know the temptation for 17, 18-year-olds. I have a lot of those types of patients. You know, I would be real careful. Of course, a parent, I can't stop a parent from their child from trying a size or something like that, but I would not be clinically using it in my practice. It's not recommended for anybody under 20, and I would be careful of legal liability, and plus, you know, we would have to do some other things for the HPA access and with somebody with autism and ADHD. Question, is a rotation? Oh yes, the rotation protocol. Sorry, Carrie, why don't you explain it?
Well, it's 5 days on, 2 days off. You want that 2-day stopgap, so the pituitary will start to get the signal to start producing it on its own. Yep. So that's pretty simple. I mean, 5 days on, 2 days off. A lot of people skip the weekends so they can have a little more alcohol. When you do an HGH, it may not be as effective if you're drinking alcohol. Yep. So even the people during the week, they may need a little bit more if they're having drinks. But yep. Weekends off usually, and Monday through Friday, it's simple. Yeah.
Yep. And I have a lot of my moms actually prefer it on the weekends, and they take like Tuesday, Wednesday off because the weekends are their time to like, I want to feel the best on the weekends because I have so much to do. So everybody's a little different. They're not, you know, everybody's different. But yeah, alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of drinking alcohol, when you want to keep it away, when you buy it, try not to drink 3 to 4 hours of that time because it does burn out that HGH really fast. Type 2 diabetics, totally safe and fine. Just be aware HGH does cause gluconeogenesis, and it actually shunts glucose from being used in the cell as a fuel source initially. So you can have a little bit of a rise. It's not dangerous or a side effect. So that's what the body's doing, is help regulate. But it is amazing for regulating blood sugar in the long term. It's amazing for pancreas healing. So I love it with diabetics. I just started 3 diabetics on it last week, all in their 70s. And as expected, we have a little bit of rise in glucose, and I'm not panicked or worried about it at all because I understand what it's doing. And them not worried about it because I told them I know what's going to happen and just relax. Okay. I know what Lisa's talking about. She's like, oh my God, I'm dying. Oh, because I probably said Mama was going to get me in trouble. I have been chastised. I'm okay. Why rotate areas? Great question. Anybody want to answer besides me? Yeah, so you apply it rotating areas.
It's all you.
All me? Okay. So again, we're just looking at the capillaries and veins absorb it, and it's just nice to get the signal in a different place. You know, loading dose in that area. I find it pretty hard to avoid using my wrist, but I will use the back of my hands, like on my armpit like that, and I've used the back of the hands on the knees. So it's just to give a little bit of like that stronger hit, the same way if you would inject in the same way. That's the best answer I've heard and come up with, but there hasn't been a very, very specific, like dangerous reason as to why, because I'm sure a lot of people are actually not doing that, but yeah, you want to rotate areas occasionally. Just try not to do the same place every single day. And I would think it's just because of the concentration of the botanicals and the glandulars hitting that area. Any other questions about anything? Anybody want to chime in? There's been stuff being texted, and if Paul or Carrie or Nicole think I've missed anything and you want to add, because we're just over where it's 9:43, so it's an hour and 7 minutes. I didn't do too bad at the time. I don't see anybody else typing. And you guys can also, okay, hang on. Yeah, previously worked for major blah, blah, blah. So I previously worked for a major homeopathic manufacturer who was marketing HGH and other hormonal homeopathic ingredients. I also have a clinical herbalist. This is David. Who knows David Weiss?
I do.
Okay. While the homeopathic offers resonance for the body to use as needed, I start to focus on the herbs affecting the feedback systems in the body. So the question is the effect when withdrawing from use. What reports from those who have discontinued for any length of time? I'm going to see if Lisa wants to chime in. Lisa, do you want to talk? I'm going to unmute her. Lisa?
As long as I don't have to get on camera.
You're not on camera. So Lisa is been in the company a really long time. She's a Diamond Ambassador, which means she's the top dog in terms of been here a long time, a lot of volume, has a lot of customers, has a lot of volume underneath her. She's the one that helps us all tremendously with building our businesses and helping clients. So she's not a doc, but have you reports of anybody with discontinued? Because I don't have people who've discontinued. I haven't anything about that stopped using it. Again, this product has a 93% retention rate, meaning 93% who are on this product over 14 years stay on it. So you only got 7% of the people who stopped using it. So of those 7%, Lisa, have you heard of reports of people when they stopped using it, some type of withdrawals from the botanicals?
So of a couple things. I mean, there are a lot of different things that we have heard. One is that, I've heard, first of all, I had to stop using it this summer because we ran out of product. And so a long time. I mean, since April 20th is when I joined, and thank God I ran out and bought product that day because I was not a doctor, but I heard safe, effective, affordable HGH, and I said, where? Yes, let me add it. And I bought it from someone locally, not because I realized there was a back order, but just because I wanted it that day. But we did run out, and basically things started to come back, like hot flashes and night sweats started to come back. And I've heard Alexi talk about this. It's important for people to know that they're not going to suffer bad things because they go off the product. They'll just generally go back to where they were. It's like exercise or eating right. You can have some things that, like a virtuous cycle, like if you started to work out again, or if you felt better and so you have better habits. I mean, things can change where you are now better off than you were before. But, and that can continue. But generally speaking, you're going to basically slide back to where you were. So that's just the main thing. But, and people do ask, is this something I need to be on the rest of my life? I'm like, yeah, I mean, just like you want to continue to eat well and exercise for the rest of your life, I mean, it's just
right.
For me,
if you stop putting in the signal, your body's just going to go back to your age. If you're 56 and you've had yes, like she said, some of the things that may be healed and repaired will, be improved, but that energy, signaling to your muscle with this high growth hormone, that's going to start fading down over time. It's more of that than a withdrawal per se. It's not, there's nothing addictive about this product whatsoever.
No, one more thing I do want to add with that, Stephanie, you mentioned it earlier that there are some people who don't feel good when they come, they get worried because we tell people cycle, but I've seen people who, where it's really helped, maybe swelling, their hands maybe are super painful.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come off the gel on the weekends, they by Monday, they're having a lot of issues again. So I want to be careful with my language. You guys as doctors can say things that I can't. So I just want to be compliant in my language. But so some people do choose to stay on it, or at least do some over the weekend, so they don't go back to where they were before, because until they get more in their system, they need it more consistently.
Right. I will say this, so not as a doctor, as a daughter who takes care of her mother, I have my mother on it. And I have her taking it every single day right now for the first, I'm going to decide between 30 and 45 days for her because she's in her 70s and she's got a lot going on, and I have it microdosed, but I have her on her days off, still taking it once a day. Her off it at all because of the pain relief it's giving her and what she's going through with her physical health right now. And we're in a little bit of a crisis situation that I want to mitigate, and I want to get a little bit of that HGH in there every single day for her. So I have her loading, and I have her off days being once a day. That's a choice I've made with my mom clinically. I have a couple other people the same way. And I said, we can go ahead and do it every day. We're going to microdose your off days technically to help boost them and help keep that signaling just for like a month. And again, I did hear that from some other docs, and I might have even heard it from Alexi himself because I listen to so many things. But that's what I've chosen to do with my mom. And it's working well for her. Dosing doesn't differ from male to female or with elderly. Ultimately, it's like, I think Dr. Nicole explained it really well. You're going to work with your patients. Dr. Carrie Cater, she chooses muscle testing. People who do AK muscle testing, other things can choose that. You can just start small and go up. It really does vary. I go, like Carrie, I think somebody's really old, they're going to be really sensitive to it. Their body's like, wow, what is this? Like, I haven't seen this since I was 30, and they feel it. My mom put it on. She came in and she went like this. I need you to put that gel back on. This is all she kept doing. It's doing something. I'm like, what's it do? Why are you doing this? I just need you to put that back on because it's doing something. I said, doing what? Why is this? Is it not hurt? Yeah, I couldn't do this morning. So can you put that gel back on? I said, okay. That was in like an hour. I didn't I don't know if it's because she's old and she doesn't have the stuff in her or she's in pain. I don't know, but that's what it did for her. So I just say use small dosing. I found some of my men can be a little bit higher dosing. Again, they don't feel it. They're not as maybe sensitive because it is more sensitive for women. Somebody's mom cried twice about her results. There's a lot of that. I mean, people are just so happy with this, you guys. It's amazing. So unless there's anything else, I think we're going to wrap it up because we're about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know how to have anybody, if you want to unmute yourself because you're driving and you want to ask a question, you have a burning question and you couldn't type it, unmute yourself and holler it out. There's nothing. We're going to let everybody go. Is there anything you want to add, Carrie or Nicole?
You did a great job, Stephanie. Thank you.
Awesome. You both did a great job. Thank you. So it's recording. Fingers crossed I actually know where it goes and I can share it. My first group Zoom.
Good job.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for being on and adding that. And if you guys, again, reach out to whoever shared this with you and talk with them. And I really hope you guys all get on the gel if you're not on it. If you're not convinced to try it by now, I don't know what to do to help you because it's genius. It's amazing. I'm all about it. I can't wait for more of his stuff to come out. I'm going to be courting. I don't know, but I love him. And I think every doc, every business owner should become a distributor. I think it's amazing. I think your patients should buy it from you. They should learn about it from you. I think you should manage it with them. Might as well. Otherwise, they're going to get it from me or Carrie or Paul or Nicole, right? We're coming at you. This stuff is amazing.
That's right. And I'll talk to you rock stars soon.
All right. Bye, guys. I'm going to end the meeting.
Bye.
See ya. Mwah.